Okay, so a quick explanation of how HTML, CSS, and JavaScript interact. You could think of HTML as being the raw materials of your website. So every picture, for the most part, let's just say, every picture, every paragraph of text, every heading, every menu item, every list, every video, that's all HTML tags. It's just text that has more meaning than text. It's hypertext. This title, it just says title, page title, title. But reading that, you would just read the page title. The page title is the only content. And then title describes the content of page title. So when we make our HTML document, we lay out all the raw materials in the order that they're going to go into the house for the most part, and get everything out on the HTML page that will go into the website. Even things that are off the screen, like a drop-down menu, usually they're off the screen, and then when you mouse over the menu, it comes back onto the screen, and that's what the drop-down is. Those are still in the HTML when they're hidden. They're just moved off of the visible screen. So HTML is all of our home's raw ingredients, our home being our web page, and then CSS would be the instructions on how to put those raw ingredients into the house to make it not only function or not only have the right form, but also to have the right design. So CSS would take the paragraphs and make them certain fonts, and make them a certain font size, make them a certain color. It would take the headers and make them bigger and bold. CSS would take the background and put an image on it. Or it would turn a certain box into a long vertical bar for big, tall, one-page sites. They all are segmented by all these vertical bars with content in them. So CSS takes our raw ingredients that are in order and puts them up, and now we have a house with HTML and CSS. And now JavaScript is the brain. JavaScript is the security system in the house, and JavaScript is the refrigerator and the oven and microwave and washing machine. Anything that is not a static piece of raw material or shaped material is JavaScript. So when you have a drop-down menu, you move the mouse over it, over a menu item, which is HTML. Maybe it lights up a certain way when the mouse pops over it. There's CSS. And then a section moves to it and drops down underneath the menu, and JavaScript does that moving. Most websites are built, have some type of interesting JavaScript functionality. Other than just, business websites and personal websites and things. Any web application, which is usually what they call a website, that acts more like software than a website, that has more function than information. Any web application that is front end, because JavaScript is front end, any of those applications is unique because of its JavaScript. The design will be unique, but the JavaScript is what gives it the unique functionality. If you have an amazing idea and you want to make a website and it doesn't exist, yeah, you'll put out the raw ingredients with HTML. You'll get it all designed and structured with CSS, but that doesn't give you a unique new function to a website. So, what if you wanted to make an Uber for, I don't know, sharing bicycles or something? You would need to really use JavaScript and some other things that we'll discuss at some point in the future to make that happen. So we're going to start with HTML. And HTML is the raw ingredients. So we'll be able to make some things that we can visibly see, and you'll learn pretty quickly. We'll go through it pretty quickly. It's pretty simple once you get started. So I'm looking forward to teaching you, and hopefully we learn a lot.